Hey guys, I'm back with just a quick interjection here. I wanted to throw in basically a quick review at the front of the video, just in case you didn't want to watch through the whole thing for my final thoughts on it. Couple minutes, real quick, let you know what I think of the game. And then if you want to watch the rest of the video to see, hey, what I think and see the scenario play out, boom, you're good. So when it comes to Valor and Victory, basically it is a good adaptation of a tabletop game brought down to a Steam digital version, right? Works well, looks good on the screen. I like it. It's got a nice variety to it with the expansions. So yes, I know it's exciting. And it's got Americans versus Germans in the core game. Then you can get the British with the Arnhem, which is releasing at the end of this month. And the Soviets are already in it with the Eastern Front expansion. They got a couple that have some stuff going on with that. And then also you can do the user generated scenarios along with your own, along with the scenarios that it comes with. Sorry, little one is here with me before she goes to bed. And I also like the difficulty settings with it, because that was some of the earlier critiques that the game had, is the fact that it didn't have an ability to kind of tweak the difficulty. And now you can change the advantage either for yourself or for the AI. So you can make the game easier or harder just depending on which way you want to go with it. So definitely good, like that. Couple of nitpicks I do have to give it though is the fact that the opportunity fire, I don't really care for the way that's done, because you don't have a whole lot of control to it. The AI seems to do all the controlling on that. It does well when it opportunity fires. It tends to tear stuff up, so I will give it that. But I would like to have some more user control when it comes to things like opportunity fire. The next tweet, little niggle I have about the game is not as big as the opportunity fire. Opportunity fire is something I definitely think should be in the player's hands. The fact is, I couldn't find, I'm not saying it certainly doesn't, but as far as I know, there is no undo button. And if you watch through as I play out, I did make a mistake at one point where I accidentally moved my troops out into the open and they just get slaughtered. Now, I get it. If you have an undo, you might move your troops forward and see if the enemy opportunity fires you. And if they do, then you undo that. Then you could game the system. So I could kind of understand why they don't want you to be able to, play takesy backsies with it, but maybe give you 3 that you can use in a scenario or something like that, limited. Or maybe if you take opportunity fire, then you don't get to have an undo option. But occasionally you are going to dumb thumb something and accidentally move a unit to the wrong hex or something like that. I would like an ability to be able to move that unit back if I make that mistake. Ultimately though, definitely a good game. One I did enjoy playing. If I say this at the end of the video, but if you enjoy digital versions of games like Lock and Load Tactical, Conflict of Heroes, that also have digital versions, then you're probably going to like this. It is a little more simple than those 2 games, so especially Lock and Load Tactical, which has gone very, very complex. So if you want something more simple, easier to play, easy to pick up, I mean, even without reading the rule book. Now, I did read the rule book, but even if you didn't, it's not hard by any means to figure out what's going on, right? Within a couple of rounds, you're going to figure out the phases of the game, and it's pretty easy to pick up. You want to roll low, right? Other than that, everything else is pretty basic. Line of sight, moving next to enemy units, ranges on the units. It's all pretty intuitive. If you've played a war game before, you'll pick this one up within a couple of rounds pretty easily. All right, but that's it for my quick review. Make sure you stay and watch long form. Watch the whole scenario. I do play out one, let you guys see how the game plays, how everything goes back and forth. And I've got some longer form thoughts at the end of the video. All right, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Watch our video. Yay! Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I'm here with something a little bit different from what I usually do. You notice I'm on a Steam page right now, and this is for a game called Valor and Victory, and this is by Slithering Games, okay? and it's basically the digital version of a board game. All right, so very similar to Lock and Load Tactical, how they have a digital version now, right? You know, Stars board game became a digital game. Same thing, Valor and Victory. They've got their board game version, and they actually emailed me out of the blue. I was surprised to get the email, and they sent me a code for it. And they sent me a code for it, the base game, plus the expansion that is getting ready to release. It either hasn't released yet. I don't believe it has. No. So it's releasing later this month, and it's for the Arnhem expansion. So it's got British troops getting added to it. And I've been poking around at it here recently, so I decided to do a quick playthrough, let you guys see how the game plays. And it's very similar to Lock and Load Tactical, right? So if you've seen that, or Conflict of Heroes, that type of gameplay, hex and counter, moving the units, doing all that, you know, we're on the same page. A little bit different order in how some of the troops work and the phases of the game. I'm gonna let you guys see that. One of the things I did want to address, though, and this is something that I've seen when it comes to games like this on Steam, is they tend to not have as high reviews. And I think that's because some gamers get it and they don't understand what they're getting. Right? That this is not necessarily a video game per se. This is a tabletop game that has been worked so you can play it as a video game, you know, giving you that AI opponent, but everything else is the same. And I think they're caught by surprise by that because they're expecting something like Hearts of Iron, or, you know, one of those types, right? Other games that they have in the, not this series, but games by Slytherin, is something like Gary Grigsby's War in the West, which is a big one I've wanted to try. War in the East, you know, that type. And that game has more positive reviews for it, but that game is much more in depth and it costs a fair bit more. So I think the people who are going to get that game know what they're getting right off the bat, right? You're not going to risk spending $80 on a game that you don't know you're going to like. So more dedicated gamers are going to buy something like that. This one retails for $20. You know, it's a lot cheaper, a lot easier to get. So I think some people take a chance on, they're like, what is this? I don't get it. So I don't put a whole lot of credence in the Steam reviews, specifically when it comes to games like this. Every other type of game on Steam, I trust the reviews, right? And Slytherin, strangely enough, they have other games that I didn't even realize were theirs because I was poking through their library. Like the newest Starship Troopers game, you know, is under them. I was caught by surprise on that one. Those reviews I trust, right? The 40K games, you know, I trust the reviews on those because the people who get that, they understand what they're getting. Stuff like this, they don't get. All right, so that's just my, you know, little prelude, my little disclaimer, should we say, about the game. But let's pop over and we'll jump into the game, let you guys see what's going on with it. All right, so we're here at the main menu for the game, and you'll notice you're not hearing any sound for it, and that's because I've cut off the music in the background. One, I don't want to worry about any copyright issues. I don't think I would have an issue with it since the publisher sent me the game, but you never know. The YouTube's gotten very bad as far as that goes. Plus, it takes away the background noise, so you guys won't have to worry about it. I did leave on the sound for the game. It tends to be rather loud, though. So I even found myself cutting it down to the lowest setting, 1. You'll see when we jump in there that it is still plenty loud. You do have a set of options here. New game, you can create your own scenarios, load your game, do multiplayer, scenario editor, all the usual stuff. The manual for it, because the rules are almost verbatim the same as the tabletop game itself. And when I first started poking around, I definitely was caught by surprise because it wasn't the same type of phases. This, I think the fire phase happens first, so you kind of want to move your troops into the positions you want them to be in to fire for the next turn. And I was not expecting that. So like I was saying, there are expansions for it. The base game, I think, has like Battle of Normandy and Americans versus Germans. We're not going to do that. I want to show off the Arnhem expansion. So I've got the British guys selected here. And one of the ones I wanted to poke around at, which one was, I think it was the fourth one here. Is it this one or is it this one? Let me see. Starting players axis. I think it's this one. The Axis have to push through. After shaking off the initial shock of airborne and beach landings, German units begin to conduct organized counterattacks. German infantry and self-propelled guns of the 125th Panzer Grenadiers attempt to dislodge the British paratroopers from their defensive positions outside of Ranville. But the British paratroopers prove to be much more defiant than anticipated. The terrain the German attackers had to cross made the assault a difficult proposition from the start, but tenacity and effective anti-tank fire from the paratroopers ultimately sealed their fate. Yeah, I think this was definitely the one I wanted to do because it was fun. Like I said, I started poking around at the game and I was playing some of the scenarios. And I had my wife giving me hell because I thought I was just going to play it for a few minutes, play a couple of quick rounds, get the hang of it. And I'm sitting here like, no, hold on. They're assaulting my position. They took out my my tanks. This is bad. Yeah, I think this is it. They've got a fair amount of selection of troops. They've got some squad automatic weapons. Looks like some half tracks, which definitely caused some issues. Some Stugs and some Panzer IVs here, or it looks like a single Panzer IV. Yeah, 3 Stugs, a Panzer IV, and 3 half tracks. Those things are beasts. The Allied order of battle is nowhere near as good. Plenty of troops and small arms hold them off, but only 3 anti-tank guns to do the work. And I got just smoke checked as these guys. I want to do it again because it was fun trying to hold them off. Now, this one is a little different in the way that they have their counters selected or shown. So I wanted to show you guys that. They have the same leader hero type counters. That's what these 3 are here, okay? All right, so as you're looking at your troops here, just as an example, looking at our British troops here, that first number is what they call your anti-personnel firepower. So think of it as like your soft firepower. That middle number is your range, and that last number is your casualty rating. So think of that as like your morale, right? So how easy it is to take the troops out. If they're elite, it'll have an E up there in the top right. So these guys are like elite. They're paratroopers. They're good at what they do. Good stuff there. Now, looking at these, right, my guns here, the casualty rating is that 3, but that little symbol, that kind of like trapezoid looking thing across the top of it, signifies the fact that it has a gun shield. So it's a little bit better, okay? Now, there's 3 guns, and if you notice, they've got letters here at the top left. So the way they handle their firepower for anti-tank, so anti-tank firepower. So you've got AP, which is anti-personnel, or you got AT, which is anti-tank. The anti-tank uses letters. That's one of the things that threw me off at first. I was like, what the hell? I don't get that. The letters represent their firepower. And the way I understand it is the higher the letter is the better the firepower. So this one, obviously the 17 pounder has a higher firepower, so it's got an E rating versus these 2 smaller 6 pounders that they've got a C rating. And you can see the same thing when we're looking at our tanks here, right? The Stug has a D rating, whereas the Panzer IV has a C rating. And when it comes to their armor, looking at it here, their armor rating is either a single letter, like this one has a C, the Panzer IV, which means it would have a C armor rating all the way around. Or if it's got 2, like this Stug does here, then it has a specific armor rating at its front, the better one. And then flanked, it's going to have a different, maybe a lower armor value. So you see its frontal is a D, rear is a C. Same with the half tracks here. They've got B and then an A if they get flank or rear shot. A little bit worse armor. But yeah, the Germans have a definite advantage in this. And I kind of like having that because when I played this, you're supposed to play as the Axis and you have to assault down through and try to get your positions. And they've just got the advantage. They got 7 armored vehicles, and pretty much you as the allies have 3 guns to try to stop them. And if they take out your guns, you're done. They'll just ruffle stomp you after that. So I don't know. It depends on how long the gameplay takes. We'll make sure we go through 2 or 3 rounds at least, showing you guys this, because I don't want the video to be like 2 or 3 hours long. Over here, we can select who you want to play as. So you do have a selection of the scenarios, and you can play them as either side. You can do hot seat, where you play both sides, and you can have fog of war on or off if you want to do that. We're going to leave fog of war on, and I'm going to switch to play as the allies. It does show who is supposed to be the player, starting player up here. Axis, so you're supposed to be, generally you're going to be the attacker, but if you want to play as the defender, you can. I like playing as the defender. I want to stick it in and see how well I can do. They also have one more thing here, the dice bias, and it shows if you leave a cursor sitting there what it is. Strong AI advantage, little AI advantage, none, so basically it's just normal. Player advantage, AI dice are unchanged, player dice a little bit favor, or get off of it. The strong player advantage, the AI dice are biased towards higher rolls, because in this you want lower rolls. Lower rolls are better than higher rolls in this game. So Snake Eyes is great, whereas Train Tracks are very bad. Here we are at the start. We can mouse wheel to scroll out. It shows what the rest of the maps of these look like, but we're not playing on any of that. It's just the colored areas here where we're going to be. It does start with the Axis turn. We can click to show it, but I want to move up and show my own troops. Or actually, here, let's click to get this off. It's their command phase, their fire phase. They're not going to have a whole lot going on. They don't have any troops. Oh, sorry, I know that's loud, guys. That's what I'm saying. After they get done moving all their tanks, down their volume a little bit more. They're doing their assault move, their move phase. We'll go over all the phases of the game here in just a sec when it switches over to my turn. They took no defensive fire. It's my defensive fire phase. And before I do that, I'm going to cut down the audio. Okay, I'm hoping that's going to cut it down a little bit. I brought down the input coming in from this. And like I said, it's very loud for some reason. But I want to make sure you guys can hear it and still hear me. All right, so there is a defensive fire I get to do. And while I get a second here, I want to show you guys, you can right click on a stack and it'll show you everything that's in that stack. So you see I've got the leader Jones here, starts out. He's got 3 squads and he's got an LMG, light machine gun, the little Bren there. Here we have one of the anti-tank guns. It's in a little forested area. It's not quite as good. I kind of want to move him over here. So he's in that building, it's a little better. Some AT guns can't be in buildings, some can. Here we've just got one squad with a Bren machine gun. Here we have the 17 pounder, so it's right up front. It's in a good position, but not the best. It's got one squad there with it. We have another set of 3 infantry with an LMG and a leader. Here we have another single gun, the other 6 pounders. So our 2 6 pounders are here, right on the flanks, and then the 17 pounders right here in the center. Oh, and the cool part is if you click here and click on the unit, it shows you where they have their arcs of fire. So you can see all the units that they can hit. We can click over here and it shows you who all they can see, right? That's really cool. But before you do anything, you do have to click this button off. So you can't leave that on and activate for some reason. All right, sorry I got distracted there for a sec. But like I said, you can see all that. And also if you press U, it pulls out off the units so you can see what they're under, okay? And you can go up here to your options and you can see what all the keybinds are going to be. So let me escape off of that, pull it off, pull units back up. My 17 pounders on a building, my 6 pounder here, they're both in woods. And the stacking limit is not working to my favor because I can't move anyone yet, but I don't really like where these 6 pounders start. They get a defensive bonus depending where they're at, but I think it's a +3 bonus for the building and a +2 bonus for the woods. So the 17 pounder here is in a good position. What's in there? I wonder if I can move that 6 pounder here up to that position. Have him in that building instead and still have a good arc of fire. Because like I said, this match basically comes down to, can you kill the armored vehicles? The Germans have to push their way through, and they kind of push on the flanks here with their infantry pushing down this way. Anything that pushes into this open field is pretty well dead. So you have to hit the flanks. But what they did to me before is they basically parked their tanks up here on this ridge or a line of trees and just started blowing me away. They took out my 17 pounder and one of my 6 pounders. So I had one 6 pounder left that I was like, bling, bling, bling. I took out a few tanks before they swarmed me. All right, let me stop talking and show you guys. I do have my defensive fire, so let's fire at what we can see, which unfortunately I don't have lines of sights to any of their vehicles yet. All right, so if you select your whatever it is and hold it over, you can see what modifier that you're getting, which I really like here. So you see that I am getting, or they're getting, a +2 cover bonus. I think it doesn't really matter who. They got a couple of squads there, a leader and an LMG. Looks like 3 squads there, so maybe a better shot going after them. Yeah, and then just a couple of individual squads over here. There is a stud back there, but I don't think I've got anyone with... All right, so if you have something like this where you have 2 choices, you have to select. So I would want to select my 17 pounder, and unfortunately, I just can't see right there. I want to shoot at that stug, but I can't. All right, so let's just take shots at the ones that have the best, the chance to hurt the most. My infantry don't have range yet, so we'll do this. And low roll, nope, got a 10. You see, high rolls are bad, so he missed. We'll select our 17 pounder, we'll fire again. Low roll, 7, that's missed, yeah. See, we're hitting up here and it shows where their firepower is versus the modifiers. Getting a dice total of 8 is not good. And last one, we'll fire again. Come on. What crap. That defensive modifier is just bad. All right. Advance and assault phase. So they do have that phase to go. Do we want to end this phase? Yep. And... up. So now they're moving up. This advance and assault phase, you basically get 1 hex of movement. And why they're moving out here, they didn't do that last time. I don't know why the hell they're doing that. That's a bad idea. The thing is, though, the only thing that can touch it right now is my guns, and my AT guns want to shoot at their tanks. All right, so you start off with your command phase. That's when you can combine units, right? So you can either turn 1 full squad into a couple of half squads, or a couple of half squads into a full squad. You can move your support weapons around if you want to, and then you can also do stuff like smoke, mortars, the artillery type fire, offboard artillery, or offboard air support. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those, so we'll skip that. And we're going to click don't show this again. And now I'm in my fire phase. So it goes to fire phase first. I have to shoot first. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of movement anyway, but I am hoping to maybe take out some of these guys. Let's click here. Yep, I've got a line of sight onto this Panzer IV here. For some reason, oh, it's this set of trees right here. Drawing the line of sight. it'll go through that set of trees there, so I can't see that stug. Damn, I want that stug. And you see this set of trees is blocking me off from hitting these stugs, but I'm gonna let my 17 pounder go over there. All right, we're definitely gonna try to take out the tanks. All right, fire. Fire, why are you not clicking? Oh, that's right, I gotta pull that off. All right, fire, hit him. No, come on. Oh, we got him. Yes, perfect. Oh yeah, because we've got the to hit roll and then we've got the to kill roll when it comes to armor. Forgot about that. So we did get him on the kill roll. We took out their Panzer IV, and I think they only got one of those. Here's the thing. When it comes down to it, their armor's it on this scenario specifically. If I can still have some AT guns left and get the majority of their armor, we're good. Because otherwise, I don't have anything that can touch it. All right, so we can close that out. I'd like to have AT guns left that can hit these guys because my infantry don't have the range to reach out and touch them until they get closer in this field. But the guns are the bigger threats. All right, so come on. Let's see, and I can hit that one too. All right, let's try these guys because otherwise the first thing they start doing is picking off my AT guns. Oh, yeah, I got to take off that. That's the one thing I wish. That's a pain in the butt. I wish you could keep your arc of fire up to see line of sight and then click to shoot because I make that mistake so many times. All right, hit him. Hit him. I think that hits. All right, now the kill roll low. That'll get him. That'll get him. That'll get him. I'm definitely starting off better than I did last time because I didn't get any kills. I didn't get any kills last time at all. Okay, let's see. Same thing here. Come on. Hit low. That should hit because, yep, there we go. And then kill roll. Oh, what? Oh, I think that was just a glancing hit. Target missed. Well, that's crap. Okay. I don't believe I've got anyone else who's got range. Oh, and I forgot. If I shoot here with my guns, I can't move them. And I want to move these 6-pounders into better positions because if I don't, they get picked off so easily. Even with those gun shields. Yeah. There's no one else who can move. I have to have some firepower left after the tanks are taken out. See? Move phase. And unfortunately, I can't move those guys. Neat part about this is it shows you when you click on a unit what movement point it costs to move these units around. Generally speaking, in this game, if I remember right, your infantry are just going to have an inherent 4 unless they've got a leader with them. Like these guys, they've got a leader, so they get bumped up to 6 movement points. If they lose the leader, opportunity fire or something like that, then they lose that bonus. See, I'm almost thinking I drop these guys back because they can't really do anything. See, I've got a stack over here. And last time I played this scenario, I moved them up over to here and they just got raffle stomped by some half tracks because my guns had taken out and I couldn't do anything. I think I got to see, that's what throws me off is that fire phase first because I'd almost rather move the guns into a better position. See, if you look at this group's line of fire, they can shoot there, but the range isn't that far. They can only reach out to about here. And I'd like to put them there because I think they do better. Hitting these infantry as they're coming across. Problem is, if I do that, they just get plunked. I might do it anyway because we're just playing for fun and see how it goes. And maybe it'll give them something else to shoot at too. And you guys can see movement. So let's get off of that. We'll click there and there. And there you go. And we'll stop their movement. It'll give them someone to shoot at. We'll lose some guys. They'll get pinned. It's all right. but we still have a couple of Stugs that are a problem. We got a couple of their tanks. I'm going to leave everyone else where they are. They're in such good positions. They're defensible. They can't really be flanked where they're at. As long as these guns stay all right, they're good. AI defense phase, this is where they get to return fire, and we're going to start seeing that. They're shooting. Target missed. See? First thing they start trying to do is take out my guns. Missed. And they always target that 17 pounder. Every time they target that 17 pounder. The advance and assault phase, this is the phase where you've moved your guys up in the movement phase, and you get to move them. See, if you click on them, it doesn't show a point value because they get to move 1 hex. So they get to get stuck in, but they have to get adjacent to them before they get to do the assault. The problem is there's that defensive fire phase before this, right? So if you put them adjacent so they can assault in on your assault phase, then they're going to get shot up on the next one. I don't know how well I like that one. It doesn't work for me here because there's all this open terrain in this scenario. So I tend to just kind of leave them back maybe until they get closer, but we'll see. I'm not going to move anyone up. So we'll hit this axis turn and they're going to get shot up. I'm telling you right now, they're going to shoot. Oh, yeah, here we go. They're targeting the 17 pounder. Next shot. You can see they're shooting at it. Missed. I got lucky. I think last time they took out my 17 pounder. And after that, they got a 6 pounder on my turn 3. So I had 1 6 pounder left trying to hold them back. You'll see they kind of hang back until they get the guns. Once they get at least the 17 pounder, then they start. Oh, no. Oh, they got casualties. Oh, no. And see, now they're targeting this one, and they got a good roll, and they got casualties on that one. And they're targeting this one, and look at these low rolls. But it got a return fire. It got one of them. Oh, is that my defensive fire? Yes, that's my... and this is something I don't understand. Not the defensive fire, but the opportunity fire. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what was throwing me off. There's got to be an option I'm missing somewhere because these will opportunity fire automatically. And I'm thinking there's a setting somewhere, but I have not been able to find it. And that throws me off because I would like to be able to pick my own opportunity fire. Because you saw all my guns, every one of the AT guns, opportunity fired. But now, during the defensive fire phase, when I would like to make some choices like target specific units, I can't do it because they've already opportunity fired. Now they crushed them. Right? They destroyed that infantry. But, you know, I mean, damn, they got some good rolls too. I was sitting there, I was like, no, they were taking my stuff out. They didn't. But you see, all 3 of my AT guns fired. Here, they're going to get their 1 move. And they've moved out of my line of sight, so you can see I lost him and then got him back. This is all I can see right now. Why? This is what I don't get. Why are they moving out in the open? Last time they flanked me much harder than this. Maybe they're trying to make these targets so I won't target their tanks. Again, I don't have anything I want to do in the command phase. So we'll go to our fire phase. And should I hold fire to move him up? I don't know if I can move him to that position, but I think I can. All right, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. I'm not going to fire with him even though I want to. Let's pick our 17 pounder. 17 pounder is in a good position, so I'm definitely going to fire with him. The Stugs are my key things. If I take out these 2 Stugs, I think I'll be all right because they have to get too close then afterwards. The only other thing I'd have to worry about would be the half tracks. So let's target this one because I don't think... Oh, no, I can target both. But yeah, we'll target the left one. Let's pick this guy. Target him. Get him. I think we're going to get the hit. Definitely got the hit. Now, oh. Plink. No damage. All right. 6-pounder. You got to take out the right one for me. That should be a hit. Yeah, because it's easy on the hit, but that should be nothing. Yeah, no effect. Oh, I want to shoot with this one, but we're going to hold back. We're going to hold back. I don't want to, but we're going to do it. All right. So, yep, I can move him up into that building. That's what I want to do. So, move. And I took opportunity fire. Tell me they miss. Oh, they hit. Oh, God, that was close. All right. Yeah, and you see they get opportunity fire. They fired with him. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're staying just out of range. Just out of range of those guys. If I move them over to there, maybe there? Nah, we'll leave them. Let them take fire. Yeah. I want to play this smarter. I know it's a bad idea to leave them out because they'll get chewed up by those half tracks, but we're just going to leave them, let you guys see how it plays out. I don't think I want to move anyone else, but I'm afraid for that AT gun because I don't get to rotate it until the next turn. Right? So it's gun shield's pointing this way. It's pointing up in this direction. So I'm afraid this one, if they roll well, can take him out from the side, but it's the chance we're taking. I'm going to leave everyone else where they're at. Their defensive fire, what do they got? Oh, was he in range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they got a range of 6. Yeah, they're... Oh, snake eyes. Look at that. Yeah. Who are they firing at? They're firing at my 17-pounder. No! There it is. That's this game. God, that's what I was talking about. This one is so hard because you don't have any maneuver fire for the British units. Can I move him? Yep, I will rotate him. That's what I wanted to do. Now he's in a good position. One of these guys. Yep. They lost someone completely. So I'm thinking I moved them back. They're just too stuck out up there. They're too stuck up out there. And they've got farther range than I do. I'm going to pull them back over here because that's just a bad idea. All right. Axis turn. Watch them chew me up. Now that they've got my big gun, they're in good position. They still got a couple of studs left. Oh, don't take out my guns. If you do, that's game, baby. Yeah. This is what happened to me last time. They took out all my guns. That one missed. That's really what it comes down to in this scenario. I think the Germans, the attackers, have such an advantage because they double the amount of armored units. If you count the AT guns as, armored units. And see, they're going after him. They miss, which is good. Oh, no, he's doing opportunity fire. Stop opportunity firing. I don't want you to do that. I want a defensive fire at him. I hate that. I got to find where that option is. Either that or I'm missing something in the rules because I haven't read all the way through the rules on this. See, they've got a half track here. They've got another half track over here. And the only thing I have that can still hurt any of those is this one last AT gun. All right, defensive fire. Let's take a shot here. Miss. Nothing. Do I have it? Yep. Take a shot there. Crap. Miss. Can't get a shot there. I don't think I got a shot anywhere else. No one that I can see. No one that I can reach out and touch anyway. My range is just a little too short. Germans are getting me on that one. And now that they've got my last I only got one AT gun left, there's really not much I can do. All right. their advance and assault. See, they're doing exactly what I would do, which I kind of like this for the AI. They're flanking, they're hitting the cover, and they're coming around on me. Yeah, nothing I want to do in the command phase because I don't have anything. Fire phase. Got to take out the tanks, because if I don't take out the tanks, I die. Let's go for this one. Get him this time. That should be a hit. Yeah, and a kill. That's not a kill. No effect. Ugh, that's it. They'll get me on this one. Shoot. That's going to be a miss. Try shooting them up. Another miss. Yeah, I think the AI is going to get me again on this one. They're going to get me. The British are just at such a disadvantage in this one. That's kind of why I want to play the British. I want to see if I can hold them back. Allied move phase. Do I want to move anyone? Not really. They're all in decent enough positions. I guess I could fall back to this little bit of a village, because it's turn 3 of 8. But if I was going to be falling back, I really should have done that already, because then I'd just be hanging them out. We'll leave them up just to see what happens. We're trying to just kind of blast through this turn anyway. 6, they're going to hit. Yep, inflicted casualties. So that group's pretty well screwed. What? How did they miss? Oh, the defensive bonus. No, you gotta be kidding me, man. They get snake eyes against my last gun. I'm calling jinx on that one. I've lost it at this point, because I can't destroy those tanks. There's no way. Not with the weapons I have left. They've taken me down. I could move 1 hex, but these guys aren't going to be enough. I've got a half squad and a leader left. Let's fall back and make them come up on us, because those guys are so torn up. Oh, we're so screwed. We're done. Watch this. The Axis are going to just push in now, because their tanks don't have crap to worry about. They can just shoot away. Yeah, you got them. And see, they're going to start just plinking it out. Other one, the tanks are just free to sit in the back and just cause as much damage. Now, remember, you're supposed to be playing as the Germans in this scenario. Watch, the half tracks, now that the guns are gone, they just drive right in. Because they don't have anything to worry about. Here comes the third one. And they can just start machine gunning the hell out of you. See, getting a little bit of opportunity fire, but miss. Those modifiers are just killing us. Did we inflict? That's a miss. Yeah. Come on, get them. No, that's going to be a miss too. Oh no, we got some casualties. But they made it down into these trees. I don't think I'm going to be able to get anyone close enough to show you guys an assault. They'll kill them before I can get up there. Yeah, I took no action during the defensive fire phase, allied defensive fire phase. I don't think I got anyone left who could shoot that has... Oh, I got there. Let's go after him. See if we can whack him out. That might get him. Pinned. Pinned to go away in the next turn. So that's not going to do us anything. These guys really just aren't doing anything. I think this is blocking so much line of sight. Yeah. They can hit up into here. But as long as the AI is staying back there, they're good. And as you can see, I really can't do anything to those other guys. But let's shoot these guys. Get him! Miss. And that's it. And here comes the assault phase. Assault one of my guys. Get close. I want to see the assault. All right, here we go. See, they rally. Right, automatically. That's something else. The pin doesn't stick long enough to really focus your fire in this game, I believe. Nothing I can really do in the command phase, fire phase. And see, these guys, they don't have anything. There's no grenades, nothing else I can do. It's just the half tracks. Oh, and the cool part though is when you right click on the half tracks, it shows you if they're towing anything, if they're carrying any troops, anything like that. I like that. All right, so where can we shoot at? Let's go down swinging. We gots to go down a swinging. I might move these guys up into that building, give them a line of sight over that way. Have them keep firing. Come on, low roll. That's not a low roll. That's so bad. Let's get these guys. 7. And I still can do some firing with this half squad and a leader over here. We'll have them do some. That might get something. Pinned. But that pinned also will go away. Also, right click and it shows what's going on with them as well. So it shows that half squad got pinned. These guys can't see anyone. They really need to move up. Are they in woods or a building? They're in a building. Because I've got 3 squads in an LMG that don't really have line of sight to do anything. That's the best I've got left. I'll probably move them over. Move phase. I'll move them there. Yeah. So you can click assault move. It halves their movement points, but the reduction in movement points is applied before the unit moves. And when they use the assault movement, they gain a +1 cover modifier. So that I do like. So if you're moving across like an open terrain, you can cut your movement down, but it signifies the fact that they're like low crawling and stuff like that. You get a little bit more cover. Just give them that touch of survivability. Leave them there, and we'll move these guys here. Yeah, we can assault move into that position, and we'll leave them there. Their defensive phase, they're gonna shoot me up and finish me off. Man, AI gets some like rolling bonuses or something like that. They gotta be. They're just chewing me up. I don't think I've seen a 1 on any of my dies yet. And see, these half tracks, they just crush them after that because they get to move in the center and just tear it all up. Once those guns are gone, you notice they kept them back because if they had moved them up like this while I still had AT guns, they would have been destroyed. Casualties. Yeah, I've already lost this game. We already know that. The Germans have such an advantage on this one, though. But like I said, remember that you're supposed to be playing as the Germans. I love the defensive line here. Can you hold? And it really all comes down to, do they destroy your AT guns or not? Advance or assault. Can't do that because he's pinned anyway. They're pinned. Oh, no. Oh, I accidentally clicked. Is there an undo? Oh, that was something I was thinking about. There should be an undo button. Let me see. That is something I do not like, is I don't think there is a undo button on this. Yeah, see, this is to leave the game. So my accidental click there is just stuck. I don't think you can undo it, but I get kind of why games like this would have that, because you don't want them finding out, oh, well, they're going to get opportunity fire there, so I'll just undo that move. So, oh well, those guys are dead now. Because I moved them straight out of the cover into the open. Watch, they're going to get crushed. Let's see how bad they get killed. Yep, they're going to get hit. Oh, no. Oh, the +3 building modifier helped. Those half tracks are just rolling bad. That one might get them. See, no modifier. Their firepower up here. Oh yeah, they're dead there. There comes a tank shot. That'll finish them off. Yep. Accidentally moved them forward, so they put up.
At your front door.
Oh, I knew it. I knew accidentally moving those guys forward was going to kill them. Oh, that was so bad on my part. Yeah, they've pretty well got me at this point. Defensive fire phase. Do I have anything left? Yeah, we'll fire at them. We get them. No. Because it's like my die. Love rolling sixes. I got to put in like that modifier. Do I not have the line of sight there? Oh, just out of it. Ugh. And I can't do anything to those guys. So my last decent stack is in a position where they can't do anything. I thought they would have a line of sight there, but that little bit of tree there is blocking them off. So they can see into these, but just right there, that line of sight would trace. So they don't get it. Oh, well. Shoot at them. What I got left. Really? Really? All right, so I think we'll finish this round up. They pretty well got me. It's just finishing off the last few counters that I've got left. I don't have anything really to do. I've got one squad and an LMG there. One squad that was pinned that saved their lives because accidentally moving them out of the trees just got them hosed by those half tracks. See, this leader and half squad here, they've stuck. Strangely enough, they did a little bit of damage to those guys. Now, if I were playing this scenario as the Germans, I probably would have done the exact same thing that the AI did, which I kind of like to see because it shows that the AI is doing the right thing, because they put their tanks all along the top up here. I did take out a couple of them. And yeah, if I'd had better rolls taking out their tanks up here, that would have been a different game. Because it really does come down in this scenario, again, to whether or not you can get those tanks. But I think the Germans have just this huge advantage here. They overwhelm in armored firepower. So if they can get lucky and take those AT guns out, I mean, that's it. Their infantry units can move up the flanks, stay in cover, and then come across. And then once they don't have to worry about the AT guns, bam, those half tracks just move in and hose down the infantry and take them out. Now remember, like I was saying before you start the scenario, you can adjust the difficulty, right? So you can give yourself advantages, give the AI advantages. I did see some people in the comments talking about how they felt like the AI sometimes rolled high, or rolled well, should I say. I've seen it and not seen it, so it really comes down to you. You kind of have to play it for yourself. If you feel like the AI is getting too much an advantage, like I showed you, you can always cut that back. That is a bonus when it comes to digital stuff, that you can kind of give yourself that advantage if you want to. Let's pop out of here. We'll show you the other scenarios. So with this expansion, we do get, was this 8? 9. So we've got this one, top one, and it has a small amount of units. All right, so there's what's for the Germans. There's what's for the Allies. Oh, cool. They got a Sherman. And you play as the Allies in that scenario. Next one, the Axis have a couple of tanks, truck, handful of infantry units. Allies have a few Shermans. Same thing. About what you would expect in a lot of scenarios. We did the counterattack at Rainville, where I got just smirked, just smoked. And this looks like a smaller, just infantry one. Oh, cool. They got smoke that they can call in on that one. Let's see if they have any that have bigger amounts of units. Let's see. Oh, cool. I like this one. Commandos. So they got a lot of infantry guns and a Cromwell that they could bring in. This one is the one where it looks like the Axis is on the defensive because they've got some AT guns they can use. Pegasus Bridge, AT gun they're trying to hold with, and the Allies pushing in with infantry. And a buttload of infantry in here, rendezvous at La Hamel. Same thing for the Germans and the Merville Battery and the Axis Order of Battle. Let's see what we have here for the American sector. see. So it looks like with the basic version, or the main game, should I say, the not expansion part, it's got 10 different scenarios that, again, you can play as Axis or allies, and you probably have things like Shermans and infantry that are going to be in that one. Just clicking through it real quick. Yeah, some tanks, half tracks, armored cars, all the cool stuff that you would expect to see. Now, there is a expansion for this game that I do not have that has the Russian front, all right, so the Eastern front to the game. There is a tutorial to it, and there is user-created scenarios. Like I said, you can create your scenarios, add whatever ones that you want to. I'm wondering where you would user created is your created scenarios. I haven't created any, that's why there's none there. And like I was saying, you can play it multiplayer as well. So who's this game going to be for? Pretty much someone who's looking for a way to play the tabletop games and you don't want to have to sit down and play it. You are going to have to get used to the fact that Valor and Victory does operate differently. It is, I heard someone recommend, say it's kind of like beer and pretzels type. I don't really see it that way. It is a step down from Lock and Load Tactical as in complexity, but I would put it similar to maybe Conflict of Heroes, maybe just a scotch more simple than that, but really on par with that. Lock and Load Tactical has gotten more difficult as time has gone on. They've, tweaked the rules, added new things, fire, explosions, burn down buildings, rubbles, and all that stuff. They're going towards ASL, where Conflict of Heroes by Academy Games, they've tried to streamline things. I think Valor and Victory goes more in that direction than like Lock and Load Tactical. And if you like it, there's the board game, which obviously, I love my Hex Encounter games. So honestly, I see this for anyone who there is digital versions for Conflict of Heroes and Lock and Load Tactical. I know I keep referring to those, but those are my two favorites when it comes to Hex Encounter tactical skirmish games. If you like those games, you're probably going to like Valor and Victory. If you like those games digitally, then you're probably going to like Valor and Victory when it comes to digital. If you've played through the others on their digital components and you want more scenarios, bam, here you go. Scenarios they're made for you. And I like the fact that you can create your own. That way, if you want just a huge tank battle, boom, you can create it. If you want to have specific infantry, maps, or whatever it is you want to have, you have that option to create that for yourself here. Now, something I do want to see, because I forgot to mention this earlier, is let's see how much it is for an expansion. Okay, it's $10 for an expansion. So we've got the Shield of Calm and Stalingrad. Both of those are $10. Let's cut this sound off here so I don't have anything. And it's already the same thing. So basically, if you want the Eastern Front, you can add that here. See, 13 brand new maps for both single and multiplayer. 14 new scenarios. Oh, cool, 14. Adds the Soviets. So all those types of vehicles. What does the Calm one add? Let's see here. Is that just maps? 12 new scenarios, huge maps. And I love huge maps. You guys know I love big. New units, partisans, conscripts, Russian assault engineers. So I'd probably get this if you've got the Russian one already. See, it is the Russian Winter Offensive, 1941-42. 2 huge maps larger than any released in Valor and Victory so far. 12 new scenarios, and I'll list out all the scenarios. New units have been introduced, the partisans, conscripts, assault engineers, as well as new terrain types, rubble, debris, escarpments. You guys have to let me know that one. So yeah, I like the look of it. Looks like there is a way to get it cheaper. If you bundle it, you can knock off like 10%, and it's Steam. So Steam's constantly doing sales. If you don't want to pay full price, and sorry, Slytherin, I'm not trying to throw you guys under the bus or anything like that. But something I always do is if I see a game I like, I'll throw it on my wish list. That way it pops up whenever it goes on sale. I'll get an email. And if I can get it, I'll pop onto it, and buy it then. So if you like what you've seen so far, you don't want to pay full price, throw it onto your wish list and you'll get your email whenever it actually goes on sale. And usually when it goes on sale, they'll put the DLC, on sale too. So you guys can get it that way. But yeah, ultimately, I like it. I think it's fun. I just from my feel, and I haven't played enough games of it just yet to really rule one way or the other. It does feel like it kind of leans towards the AI a bit. So I would probably do small player advantage to kind of even that out a bit. But other than that, it's just a tabletop game that you can play digitally. I had fun with it. I like the scenarios. I played that one that I showed you guys a couple of different times already, and I like that wall of AT guns trying to hold back the tanks. I thought that was fun. If you guys have any questions, concerns though, feel free to put it down below. Make sure you check out any of the other stuff by Slytherin. I'm gonna start trying to cover some more of these digital games that are tabletop games transferred over to digital, or a digital version of what would have been a tabletop game. Maybe stuff that's too complicated to really bring to the table. Think stuff that's like War in the Pacific. Yes, you would love to have that on the table, but when it comes to space and the units and all that stuff, it's a lot of times easier to have the computer handle all that than try to do it yourself.